We're having a blast here at the Georgia Sea Turtle Center here on Jekyll Island. We've been outside having a really cool time feeding the turtles, interacting, lots of kids, family. It's a great vacation spot just for the day, a couple of days, whatever. But I want to get serious for a minute here. We're back here in the hospital where some pretty serious things happen. I'm with Michelle. Michelle, how are you doing? Why don't you tell the folks who you are and your title, please?
Sure. I am Michelle Kaler. I am the rehabilitation coordinator here at the Sea Turtle Center. And basically I run the hospital and pavilion and oversee kind of the rehab and the husbandry, as well as we have a veterinarian and director on staff as well.
So for those of us that don't know exactly what you do here, we were talking off camera a little bit about some of the turtles and some of the accidents that happen here on the island and in other places. You know, what exactly do you guys do? What does your day look like? A typical day for you?
Our day is nuts. We have a lot of patients, and you never know what's going to come through the door. It's kind of like an emergency room. So every day you never know what you're going to be working with. We could be getting a small sea turtle, a large sea turtle. Sometimes a bird might come in, or other turtles that aren't sea turtles. But we see a lot of boat strike injuries, sea turtles in Georgia. About 20 to 30% of our patients are boat strike injuries, and they're not the big like steamers or the big boats that you think of, the barges. They're actually the recreational. Gotcha. So the jet skis or the ski boats.
We got a turtle out there we were just looking at and talking about. It's named Lucy. Tell us a quick story about Lucy and how she got here and what's going on with her.
Lucy was actually a nesting female, so she's an adult loggerhead sea turtle. So she's coming up on Jekyll Island Beach to nest just recently. She laid a nest and was fine. We took pictures of her, we tagged her, all that good stuff, and typically they'll come up and nest again the same year. So she was coming up again just recently, and the patrol noticed that she had injuries. So she had a boat strike that just recently happened to her within the time frame that she was around Jekyll. So she's here in the hospital now. We're treating her actually with two different wound care techniques. We actually have a wound vac on her, which is a fancy kind of vacuum therapy, which actually creates a constant suction on the wound and helps to create granulation bed.
Long-term plans for Lucy. When she gets better, I did notice the tracking devices, so you're able to monitor the turtles once they're gone. Is that how that works, or can educate me a little bit?
Okay. Well, after we rehab a patient and they're ready to be released back into the wild, we do and are able to, through our adoption program, where people actually adopt a sea turtle, the money goes towards a transmitter for them. So we'll actually put a transmitter on the back of their shell, and then when they are released, you can actually track them out in the wild through a satellite. Wow. So you can go onto the website and actually see the turtle and where they go out in the wild after they're done with us.
Give the folks that website if you don't mind.
It's www.georgiaseaturtlecenter.com.
So when will Lucy be let go again? And do we have?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
Every patient's different, and you just don't know how long it's going to take.
There are other turtles here, not just sea turtles. Talk about the accidents that happen out here on the island driving around. And we got to be careful out there, folks. This is serious stuff.
The other busy part of the summer season is diamondback terrapin season. Diamondback terrapins are crossing the females to lay their eggs. They're trying to find higher ground to lay their eggs. So they're getting hit by cars. So we have a lot of them coming into the center. We're trying to rehab them as well as getting eggs from them. So we have a lot of diamondback terrapin hatchlings in our incubator right now that we're incubating. We'll raise them up over the winter and then release them back into the marsh in the spring. And
we're not limited to turtles. You were telling a quick story about an alligator. Bless his heart. What happened to that alligator? And folks, what you're about to hear is against the law, but what happened to this alligator?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing for this?
I mean, we typically, obviously we're the Georgia Sea Turtle Center, so we rehab sea turtles, but unfortunately for the state of Georgia, there aren't a lot of wildlife rehab facilities, so a lot of wildlife have no other place to go. So we'll triage a lot of animals here and then try to find a better home for them down the road. So we recently had an alligator come into us from DNR, Department of Natural Resources brought him, and they actually found this alligator was shot in the head and then beat with a baseball bat. So he's doing really well. He actually still has shrapnel inside of him, but doing well. He's probably about a 4-foot gator, and it's just a sad thing that happens.
It is, and again, it is illegal, and we got to protect our wildlife, sea turtles, alligators, all of them, folks. This is serious business here. We are very thankful that you guys are here and having us and explaining exactly what you do. Before we get out of here, volunteers, interns, we were talking about that. If you wanted to be a volunteer or an intern, who do they call and how do they get in touch with you?
Volunteers can go onto our website and go under the jobs area and see all the different volunteer opportunities that we have. We also have a very good AmeriCorps program where interns can come and intern in the different departments for a year. And that's all on our website that they can.
And website one more time, Michelle?
www.georgiaseaturtlecenter.com.
Great. Michelle, I want to thank you. Now we're going to go find some more cool things to do here on Jekyll Island. Thanks.